When you hear the word Botox, certain images spring to mind: smooth foreheads, wrinkle-free eyes, perhaps the occasional overzealous lip. But Kelly Ripa, the effervescent host of Live with Kelly and Mark, has thrown the beauty world a curveball, one that sparked a conversation not about vanity, but about vitality. I know it sounds wild, Ripa laughs during a recent interview on her podcast, Let's Talk Off Camera, but getting Botox in my armpits has changed my life. Yes, armpits. This isn't a punchline or a one-off celebrity quirk. Ripa is candid about her journey with a condition many suffer from silently: hyperhidrosis, or excessive sweating. It wasn't just about wearing silk or white, she explains. It was about confidence. About standing under hot lights on live TV and wondering, is that sweat showing through my dress? For years, she layered up, doubled down on antiperspirants, and made careful wardrobe choices. But the anxiety lingered. A hidden struggle. While Kelly Ripa is known for her polished appearance and unshakable energy, even she wasn't immune to this sneaky form of stress. There were moments I'd be doing a segment with a guest, smiling and joking, and in the back of my mind I'd be panicking: am I sweating through my outfit right now? Despite the bright smiles and cheerful banter that defined her TV persona, Kelly was navigating a discomfort that millions experience daily. The irony wasn't lost on her. I could interview presidents and celebrities without blinking, but a sleeveless dress. That was my Everest. Hyperhidrosis is more common than many realize, affecting over 15 million people in the US alone. Yet it remains stigmatized, often brushed off as a vanity issue rather than a legitimate medical condition. That's what makes Ripa's openness so powerful. The turning point. The transformation began with a conversation, not with a stylist, but with her dermatologist. I was in for something totally different, she recalls. And I just offhandedly mentioned, if you ever invent a cure for sweaty armpits, let me know. Her doctor raised an eyebrow. Kelly, Botox. We've been doing that for years. She was floored. Botox. I thought that was just for forehead wrinkles. In fact, the FDA approved Botox for the treatment of underarm sweating back in 2004. The botulinum toxin works by blocking the nerve signals responsible for activating sweat glands. Results can last from 6 months to a year, and for Ripa, the effect was almost immediate. I got the injections, and within a few days, I wasn't sweating. Not even a little. It was like magic. A new kind of confidence. Ripa's reaction wasn't just aesthetic. It wasn't just that I could wear a silk blouse, she says. It was that I could be fully present. I wasn't worried about hiding sweat stains. I could lift my arms, wear color, be comfortable. The change, she says, was subtle but powerful. You don't realize how much brain space you've given over to something until it's gone. She even jokes that the newfound confidence spilled over into other areas of her life: public speaking, social events, even workouts. I started wearing tank tops to the gym. Me. Tank tops. I used to wear layers like I was heading to the Arctic. Beauty beyond the surface. While it might sound like a luxury, Ripa is quick to reframe the narrative. People think Botox is all about vanity, but that's so limiting. Sometimes it's about reclaiming control over your body. Your peace of mind. She's also open about her other uses of Botox, sharing that she's had it in her face for years, but with a light touch. The goal is never to look frozen. It's to feel refreshed. Same goes for my armpits, honestly, she laughs. Her message to others: don't be afraid to ask questions. Your dermatologist isn't just there for pimples and peels. Talk about the stuff that bugs you, even if it feels small. Not just for celebrities. Kelly's story has inspired many to revisit their assumptions about cosmetic procedures. Dermatologists report increased interest in functional Botox as people seek solutions not just for aging, but for migraines, jaw pain, and, yes, sweating. Dr. Marina Wu, a Manhattan-based dermatologist, says the stigma is starting to shift. Celebrities like Kelly Ripa talking openly helps people understand that Botox isn't just about aesthetics, it's also about quality of life. For many, underarm Botox is life-changing. And it's not as painful or involved as some might assume. It's a quick, relatively painless procedure, Dr. Wu explains. In and out in under 30 minutes. No downtime. And for many, the relief is immediate. A ripple effect. Ripa's revelation has sparked more than just beauty blog headlines. It's opened a wider dialogue about self-care, transparency, and how we define beauty, in a world of impossible standards. I think people are hungry for honesty, she says. There's a myth that if you do any sort of procedure, you're being fake. But sometimes, the fakest thing you can do is pretend you're not struggling. It's that kind of grounded authenticity that makes Ripa a beloved figure, not just in daytime television, but as a cultural icon navigating aging, beauty, and self-acceptance with humor and humility. Final thoughts. It's easy to write off Botox as a luxury, a vanity project for Hollywood elite. But in Kelly Ripa's case, a few tiny injections brought not just dryness, but liberation. I feel like I got a piece of my life back, she says, smiling. And if a little Botox in the armpits can do that, well, why wouldn't I shout it from the rooftops? Or at the very least, raise her arms high, and finally, freely. Word count, approximately 1030. Would you like this styled like a magazine article with pull quotes, headers, etc., or condensed into a more casual blog-style post?